Saturdays on ABC. It's all new adventures in a great new show. C'est un all new Saturday morning. You see it bien, c'est an all new Saturday morning.
Hello and welcome to Classic Cartoon Rewind, a podcast where we provide audio commentary and watch-along tracks for cartoons published between 1940 through 1999 that are either based on or inspired by comic books. I'm your host, Carter Hutchison.
And I'm your co-host, Huey V.
And Huey, I'm glad you're sitting down here with me tonight, man. Between last week we had some bad weather hit around us, so the night that we usually record, my power was out for like 4 hours, and then Easter weekend, hit too. So we've been a little bit behind schedule, but we're getting back together here to make a classic cartoon rewind on episodes 5 and 6 of Jonny Quest. So the first episode we're going to be covering tonight is titled Riddle of the Gold. It premiered on October 16th of 1964. And here's some other general world events occurring at the same week that this episode came out. The Soviet Union launched a Earth orbit with 3 cosmonauts. This was the first time a spacecraft was launched with more than one crew member. So,
wow.
Yeah, and I feel like just last week we had something with another Soviet launch, so it just seems like they're every week putting something up.
Trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, what a crazy time to be alive in. Also occurring at the same time in the Soviet Union, Khrushchev was removed from his position as leader of the Soviet Union when the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union voted to retire him from his position as the party's general secretary.
They decided.
They pretty much voted him out. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the inner workings
package.
Yeah, actually, in my readings of this, they did set up just like how we pay presidents for forever. They set up basically something like that. Like you had like an allowance, monthly of so many like rupees.
It's gotta be a lot of rupees.
That's a lot of rubles. Yeah. It's rubles, right? Is it rubles or rupees?
Rupees, I think, is from Zelda. So we're both stupid.
That's hilarious. That's a lot of rupees. Yeah. Don't be smashing up any pots in the Kremlin there. Got to get all the rupees out of them. You found Khrushchev's rupees. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Maybe we need to do a Zelda podcast. I do love some Zelda.
Of course. I'm here for it.
Okay. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. became the youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, awarded to him for leading nonviolence resistance to end racial prejudice in the United States.
It's incredible, man.
There you go. Yep. 1964. Which King would be assassinated in 1968. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, the People's Republic of China became the 5th nation in the world after the United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and France to acquire nuclear weapons. So I didn't realize that it was that early, I guess.
Man.
The 60s. Already 5 different countries having nuclear capabilities.
I mean, after,
2 of which are communist countries?
Yeah.
That's got to be scary for the people in America at that time.
But, I mean, after we dropped the bombs.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's better safe than sorry. Everybody needs to have nuclear.
Yeah, that's what it was at that point. Just, and you keep stockpiling more because, if the other side gets their number up to 60 nuclear warheads or something, you got to get yours up to 62.
But, at this point, whenever I hear about other countries having these advancements, it's like America actually had these advances for a long time.
Yeah, usually.
So
for modern, history, we usually had
There's always been an arms race.
Yeah.
Everybody's always trying to get the next best thing.
Yep.
It's like Apple.
Right.
in
I feel like
galaxy.
most of the world is caught up to us or past us by this point. Though.
You think?
Yeah.
As far as like nuclear weapons?
Mostly
just,
just
like,
in general,
technology?
yeah, as far as like
Yeah.
industrialization,
Education.
general technology.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, we're always like number one in confidence, but we'll be like, number like 22nd in math or something.
Yeah. We love ourselves.
America. Yeah, we think we're the best. And then we'll place like second in the world, or 20-something in the world. Whatever. America. All right.
America. Gotta have that confidence, man.
Love it. Yeah, we've got that in spades.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into the first episode here, I'm going to give you time to get it on pause with the Aborigines there with us at the very beginning of the Jonny Quest intro.
There's no better way of saying it.
Right. Right. That's the best I got, man. With
Aboriginal
Superman, it was
people.
Easy. Right, the indigenous people?
Indigenous people. Yeah, we can use
indigenous people. Sure.
Because Aboriginal would be
Like
Australia, so we don't want to just put
Mix-
you in a box.
Sure. Fair enough. Okay. The indigenous people on pause here.
Because that could be anybody.
Right.
Anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Everyone's indigenous to somewhere.
Yeah,
Right?
I was just thinking that.
Okay. While you're getting that queued up, here is a quick message from our Patreon. All of Grassroots Comics is funded through our Patreon, patreon.com/grassrootscomics. For as little as $1 a month, you can become part of the Grassroots Comics community, which includes many perks, such as having your name mentioned in this segment of every episode of the podcast, the ability to suggest topics of discussion for shows like These Guys Have Issues, access to the private Grassroots Comics subreddit where members can continue discussions started on the podcast or start their own, behind-the-scenes access to the GRC studio, and early access to digitally released comics and Classic Cartoon Rewind. So it is the goal of all of us here at Grassroots Comics Productions that one day the Patreon is strong enough where we are able to produce the stories, artwork, and stop-motion animation shorts pitched and selected by the Grassroots Comics community. But the only way that becomes possible is with a strong Patreon. So if you feel that the entertainment value you receive from this podcast is at least worth 25 cents, then please become a Patreon contributor today, and with our powers combined, we can have all of our stories heard. All right, now let's get on with the rest of the show. All right, and we're back. Hope you have it on pause here at the very beginning with the indigenous people. I'm hitting play in 3, 2, 1, go.
So much going on in this, like, just the first minute.
I can't wait to get to that episode, though.
Yeah.
The Robot Spy.
Like, you realize
That's
that
next week.
so much of the show has actually been created because they put good
True.
clips in the actual intro. Bandit just be getting it.
He's a rascal, man. You know, he always gets in some kind of trouble. And
It's just boom.
oh, dude.
Yo, man, if I had my own jet, I wouldn't know how to act.
That's true.
Like, you wouldn't be able to tell me anything.
That is a sweet private
You
jet.
wouldn't be able to tell me anything.
I feel like there's a Quest Island. Like I feel like I remember that at some point. That like they have their own little like research island.
Would that be in like the
Like
real
the-
Adventures?
Feel
feel
maybe.
like they
I
had their
rewatched
own
some of
thing
that
on,
recently, just the first couple episodes.
You said it didn't hold up.
No, I didn't. Mostly because of the Quest World stuff.
Yeah, that was like going into the virtual reality world.
Mm-hmm. And it looks, I mean, I don't know, the 3D in it's just really bad.
You know, it's not Reboot. I think that was
Nah.
like after Reboot, but Reboot already like revolutionized so much about
Right.
animation at
It
the
looks
time.
a lot like Reboot, but not
Mhm.
as good. Private property. Okay, so we're in India, it looks like.
Yeah,
Might
by
be
the
a good-
turbines.
Yeah,
I
true. Might be a good time for some Haji backstory.
Maybe. Do they ever really delve into his
Yes.
backstory? Okay.
Yes, they do.
I will say that like the script is just really good for it to be just like a weekly cartoon.
True. I mean, you know, they're coming up with a plot. Like, they're basically like little mini, like, not to keep comparing it to this, but like little mini Bond movies, you know?
No, you're right. Like, you're absolutely right.
And there's, again, that limited animation with the leopard's head being the only thing that's
Yeah.
animated.
I feel like that just, and this is Hanna-Barbera, is it?
Yes, of course.
So I
yeah.
feel like that's just
Dr.
become their
Zen.
thing.
Oh, this is huge. Okay, yeah, this is the first appearance of Dr. Zen. This is Dr. Quest's main, like, arch rival.
Well, at least it only took like maybe 5 episodes to
Yeah.
get into it, so you didn't really like get rushed with it.
And I feel like they just, like, kind of tease him a little bit in this one. I could be wrong, because I know Robot Spy is his, like, big, like, when I think of a Dr. Zen episode, I think of Robot Spy, and we're covering that one next week.
Good.
Excellent.
Oh, and the fingers.
He's all ready.
Oh, the fingers. You put the fingers together.
He's excited.
Excellent.
Gotta love a confident villain, you know?
Yeah, there's confident villains and there's
Right.
overconfident villains.
These
Yeah.
guys are, yeah, our plan is infallible. What could go wrong?
Just the villain voice is just so.
It's like the same guy, sorry.
Yes.
I really would want to hear them in, like, everyday situations. I'll have a tuna on rye, please.
Can I have 5 on pump 6, please? And a Snickers.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself, 2019. Yes.
Oh. Bad guys not knocking off each other there. Oh, that tie. That is the skinniest of ties.
Like, super
It's
skinny.
like a shoestring hanging.
Just something that hipsters just dream of.
60s, man. 60s thin ties were
Thin ties. How
all
do
the
you-
rage.
You know, that's just anything could happen. Like, you get it tightened up.
Just-
How do you
Oh,
not that?
my goodness.
Okay, so how are you gonna charm a string?
That's, well, maybe it's a trick,
It's magic,
right? Well, maybe not anybody.
No, well, I hate when they do that. Anybody can do it, bro.
You know,
Grandma?
after years of training.
Yeah. It's so simple. Snake charming is very easy, guys.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
brought to you by Haji.
Not the best teacher there, Haji. Oh, you can't do it? Weird. It's easy for me.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Man, the shading there is excellent.
Yeah, it's just
That's what's such like a paradox about Jonny Quest
Mm-hmm.
is that individually, the like individual cells is great animation,
right
but then when you're like
with a group setting.
when you're flipping it along and you use the limited animation for movement, you know, when you don't have to animate something moving, makes it look cheaper. But like just a still of that is gorgeous.
Oh, it's just a moving comic book.
Yes.
That's not supposed. Oh, I was like, that's not supposed to happen.
Mm. Gone. Zanium. It's crazium. Died, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Zanium. More like boring, am I right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Getting my nerves in my cranium. Bars.
Speaking of fast rupees. Okay, so rupees must be currency in India? To go back to our rupees and ruples?
Yeah,
Ruples are definitely
that's
Russian.
definitely
We can set
Russian.
that one aside.
let's put that out there.
Right.
So now we know that.
Right. So I guess rupees are in Zelda and India. Cool. I
Maybe
can
it
deal
might
with
be a
that.
nice little crossover between, Hyrule and India. It might be the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe Haji is the hero of time.
Ooh. A Quest Zelda crossover. Somehow I don't see that one working.
Yeah.
but
Let's put that on a sticky note.
there we go. Ah, poor bandit. Where's the private jet? I guess maybe the private jet doesn't make it all the way to...
Yeah, maybe it's
India?
this restricted area. They probably won't be able to just go fly as they please.
Oh, come on. Race just flashed that CIA badge or whatever, and... Valise. What, like, 11-year-old knows that word?
None.
Right?
Some rich kid that just gets to just travel
Oh,
across the
yes.
world.
Father, he's in his valise. Uh-oh. Not
He's
anymore.
in his valise, father.
Wait. Are we just going to assume that, like, Bandit... Well, okay, I guess his collar. His collar would have his name. Because it's over the PA. Who is the owner of the dog that answers to the name Bandit? Oh, really?
Word, though?
Oh, he's totally in Heidi's bag. It's called sleight of hand.
No.
But with a dog, it's pretty impressive.
Or we can call it what it really is. Thievery.
Thievery.
Theft. Can't just take the law in your own hands, Haji.
Haji the Vigilante.
Yeah.
Ah, to travel on airplanes in the 1960s. When it was still, like, luxury and, like, people, like, got dressed up and stuff for it.
This is the days
Seats
that
that
people
face
just
that way.
people just got dressed up just to go
Yeah.
get the mail.
Right. Yeah, if you're leaving the house, you're putting on a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Planes aren't like that anymore, though, unfortunately. It's just, like, cram as many people as we can.
More
into
money
this.
came into the United States, People have more money to, like, just do stuff like this, and more advancements in technology.
That, and the airlines were trying to cut their costs by putting, like, as many people on a flight as we can to... Yeah.
So let's just build
Awesome.
them so it fits more people. Oh my God, that camera. People still use those type of cameras, and you just get that type of...
The film?
Yeah, and it's still beautiful.
Hmm. Sometimes the old ways are the best.
Mm-hmm.
It is different capturing a picture on film rather than capturing it digitally.
Mm-hmm.
Same with, making a movie or something. People that film on actual film.
Yep.
Now, that's one thing I've never done. Even being a film major, I never, actually cut and paste the film. Because, that's what they would used to have to do is go through the frames one by one and, actually cut right there. And then, you glue them back together and where it's supposed to be. Everything I've ever worked with was digital.
Whereas you just cut and paste
Mm-hmm.
digital.
You highlight something,
Cutting room floor.
Yep.
I guess that's what it meant. That's where it came from.
Yeah, because it just falls on the cutting room floor.
Okay.
Right. See? It's all coming together now, right?
The more you know.
Because knowledge is power. Bet you that guy's up to no good. Just a guess.
Hey, what are you doing over
Right.
there?
Just a...
Oh. You rascal.
Nope. Dun, dun, dun.
Somehow race is gonna save him somehow.
Yeah, maybe there's gotta be a brake lever. What the hell?
That is ridiculous.
That doesn't happen. That's not a thing, right? At least it would. If it was going too fast, it might tip.
Yeah, but it wouldn't just run off the tracks. You would need
Something. It
actual
would have to hit that and go over, but
or the track would actually have to be movable for that to happen.
right, which
but
no one would build a
Not in-
junction or whatever.
not in the middle of the mountain.
on
No,
the ridge.
there's no station there.
Bandit's adorable.
Get your asses
Womp,
out
womp,
of there,
womp.
man. Get out of there.
For real. For real.
Sit here with that good dog stuff. Come on. Let's do that when we get out of here.
He just put on his glasses and did his facial hair, right?
That's what he
Doctor's
did.
in. Boy, that's an easy crowd to please, huh?
Right?
It's a spot-on impression. Of course, right now I'm just taken to that scene in Temple of Doom where Indy's in India and they're eating the banquet inside the temple. Have you ever seen that movie? And it's the monkey brains and they cut open the
Probably
big
see Temple of Doom.
oh, that's my favorite one. And they cut open the big boa snake and other little snakes crawl out. It's all delicacies. It's eyeballs in their soup and stuff.
That sounds horrible.
Yes.
Sounds terrible.
Yes. Short Round thought so too. That thing's a tiger? It looked like a leopard or something to me.
I thought it was just like a tiger.
Really? It didn't look like stripes. It looked like spots. But oh, that's definitely a tiger.
That is a tiger. So
Yeah.
probably it was like a leopard.
Okay.
Get up, me kill again.
But just today. Any other day would be pretty cool to be Dr.
Right.
Quest. Right.
He has a jet.
True. If a tiger has a name, that's a fierce. You know what I mean? Besides like Tony the Tiger, I guess.
You know, when they just give it a name, it's a tiger of legend at this point.
Yeah.
Like, that tiger has done things that the government just...
Oh, fuck. Karab's here?
Shit.
You're screwed.
I'm out this bitch.
It's Karab.
He said, hey.
You know he's coming.
Don't do that.
Right? You're not going to leave me, bitch.
I'm coming with you.
Don't sick me back in that
I swear
visage.
to God. You can put me back in that visage. I'm going to poop in it.
You're going to have to clean it up.
You're going to clean it up. And that's because you guys are assholes.
Yeah, you deserve that.
You deserve it.
You clean my poop, Johnny.
You like that?
A snootful.
It's like they're using him like he's a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Timing.
How much you want to bet?
And he's out.
How much you want to bet the tiger ends up attacking the bad guys?
Who knows?
Yeah.
We will see.
All right. Who could have seen this backfire?
just unleashed one of the most fearsome tigers that you could have possibly found with a name. Oh, he gone. Me.
Yeah.
It's me.
Dude, have you ever seen that video of a guy and he is sitting, he's holding the camera and he's sitting on top of an elephant in a field, and it's in India or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you see like the grass move just like a little bit, and then like all of a sudden there's like a tiger right there, and the tiger like jumps up towards the camera, and that's like the end of it.
Was it like one of
It was
those...
like a viral video, maybe like 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago or
No.
something. Okay.
But I did watch
Around
a
what
video.
time?
You know, like those drive-through safaris that you get in your car.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they clearly say, don't get out of your car.
Yep.
So there's a video of this family that got out of their car.
Yep.
And they get, like, surrounded.
And that's natural selection at work
Yeah.
for people.
The whole family got out of the car.
Wow.
And they got, like, surrounded by, like, little, like, tigers or leopards or whatever.
Jeez, get them out of the gene pool.
They got in the car. But they were getting, like, bitten up and shit. I was like, somebody really took a video of somebody dying. Like, a whole family just got eaten because they decided that it was cute to take a little picture in the safari.
Yeah.
Put it on Instagram.
Bum, bum, bum. It's the Maharaja in the skies. Oh, let me at him.
Oh, wow.
Classic. Classic. So we seem to
Pull
be
out the
establishing
burner
a
on
pattern
him.
here of like someone gets captured,
Right.
You know, between either Race and Dr. Quest or Johnny and Haji, and then the other pair comes looking for them.
Yeah, but...
The villain then reveals his master plan. They escape, and then they stop it.
But we're in like a little place where everybody gets captured, though.
Yes, but in the same in the Curse of Anubis, it was Race and Dr. Quest that were captured in the pyramid, and Johnny and Haji went in to get them, Hammer then,
Right, and then
throwing him with them, and then
that's true.
the
But
news comes.
we have our boy Bandit.
Bandit to save the day. He's the wild card. You gotta watch out for him.
Because I was thinking that I didn't notice that they
Yeah.
didn't tie Bandit up. Poor Bandit.
Bandit put out the fire with his butt.
With his butt. What?
Okay.
My dude, we could have been out.
Right.
He had a gun. He had a gun. Let's be real. He had a
A
gun.
knife up his sleeve. I feel like Haji has to know, too, how to get out of...
Still, he had a gun.
Yeah.
I think Haji's been around enough guns at this point, so he knows what not to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's a leopard.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't confusing
No,
that.
no,
with
you're
what,
right. You're right.
Oh.
You have blundered again?
Man. These dudes need to stop keeping these, like, ferocious pets.
Yeah, or at least learn how to take care of them. Like,
Right.
he had them like on a chain and like a
Sure, if
a
your
cage
pet escapes and the first thing it does
is attack you, then
you're
you're
a
the
shitty
dick.
owner.
You are a complete shithole.
Dun, dun, dun. 2 episodes from now, Dr. Quest. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Dr. Zen just kind of is the puppet master in the background here, this one.
Then you get into a little bit more Bond-esque with that type of archetype.
Oh, the super villain.
Yeah, just like barely showing their face.
Right.
And then I feel like that's just something that kind of breached through all types of media.
Well, and
Currently, they still kind of have that type of, archetype.
well, I think at the time this was being written, Bond included, so like,
Yeah.
let's say 50s, 60s, that it was hard to imagine. What Ian Fleming did was he would write that there are these non-state actors, right? Like there's Bond, who is an agent of Her Majesty's government,
Right.
and he is going against like not a country, which up to that point, like all wars had been like,
Country
okay,
versus
this is
country.
England versus France. You know what I mean? Clearly established like one like lines of territory,
Right.
and ideologies and so forth. But I think Fleming is kind of the first person to like that I'm aware of, at least in popular culture, to predict something like Al Qaeda or ISIS. These non-state actors that come up with these like horrifying plans of hijacking planes and flying them into buildings. Like that's a straight up. That sounds like the plot of a Die Hard movie or something, right? So it's the same thing with Jonny Quest. These are non-state actors up to these schemes. This one, was money. But yeah,
It's good stuff, though.
it is good stuff. It is good stuff. And I don't know. I feel like that's something that the genre doesn't really get the notoriety that it kind of should, in my opinion, for being that culturally impactful.
Right.
Okay, so on to our second episode today, The Treasure of the Temple. And this one premiered on October 23rd of 1964. A little local news here. This was on the Wikipedia for this. I was kind of surprised. The new University of South Alabama was dedicated in Mobile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
1964 there. Born this month was a Kamala Harris. She's a U.S. Senator from California since 2017 and current presidential candidate for the Democratic Party.
What do you think about that?
Kamala, I like her. She's not in my top,
Right, yeah.
5, maybe.
I actually can see that, yeah.
Yeah, like right now I'm really digging Elizabeth Warren is throwing out some on point policy stuff.
Yeah, I think you like shared something about how she like. Was it you who posted
Yeah,
something about her? She
been
posted something that was actually made sense.
she's been putting
like
forth a lot of policy stuff. Just today, she put out like a student debt forgiveness and like tuition-free college. And,
that actually sounded
right,
competent.
and like how she pays with it with her. I think it's a estate tax. It raises it like just 2 more cents on a dollar or something would cover that. Crazy. But her, Bernie, maybe Pete Buttigieg. I really like Pete Buttigieg.
I need to do a little bit more research on all the candidates.
Dude, tonight, the day of this recording, there is CNN's doing like a rapid fire town hall. It started at 6 with Amy Klobuchar, and then it was the next hour was Elizabeth Warren, and the next hour was Bernie Sanders, and the next hour was Kamala Harris, and the next hour is Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, that's awesome.
They're spitfiring out there.
They are. But the most recent poll I saw from New Hampshire was Bernie leading, and then I think Biden and Buttigieg were tied, which is the fact that Pete Buttigieg went from like completely unknown, polling at like 1% to tied with Joe Biden in the first primary state.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
It is. I think once we hit the debate stage, the cream will rise to the top, so to say. Okay, off politics here now.
Oh, yeah, man.
We did actually have a death this week. Herbert Hoover died at the age of 90. He was the president of the United States, the 31st president. He, maybe rightly or wrongly, is associated with the Depression.
Yes.
Yeah. Hoovervilles, they call them.
Hoovervilles.
There we go.
Everything.
Okay, this one is really interesting. I didn't know that I had never heard of anything like this. A 5.3 kiloton nuclear device was detonated in Mississippi in the underground Tatum Salt Dome. It's approximately 2,700 feet below Lamar County near Baxterville. The shockwave from the blast, quote, lifted the ground 4 inches in a ripple that rolled across the countryside for miles. Prior to the blast, a U.S. Atomic Energy Commission employee placed a humorous sign near the instruments over the blast site with the words, "The South shall rise again."
Oh, my God.
Get it? It raised the ground 4 inches from the blast.
Jesus.
Wow.
Did anything
I'm sure that had to do some kind of property damage, right? Like the foundation of somebody's house. And it did it for how many miles here? Rolled across the countryside from. Oh yeah. Well, it was underground.
Yeah, but still,
yeah.
Radiation doesn't.
I don't know. It's nuts. All right. In other news, the first land was purchased for the site of the future Walt Disney World in rural Orange County, Florida. The first sale was for 5 acres of land. Over the next 12 months, Disney would acquire 21,000 acres in Orange County and about 9,000 adjacent acres in Osceola County.
Jesus.
Over 12 months. That's crazy. He used a holding company called A4 Corporation in order to prevent speculators from finding out that Walt Disney was buying up property in Florida.
I mean, yeah.
That makes sense. You don't want to let your competitors know something beforehand.
They still do that with whenever they build new things anyway. So whenever they build things, people will try to send things over Disney and send drones. Mm-hmm. I found out that they have little
the net the net cannons. Yeah, we talked about
it.
Yeah.
So the net cannons.
Dude, Disney is wild, and from the beginning,
We're rightfully so.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay, do you know that song "Last Kiss"? Pearl Jam did a cover of it in the 90s.
How's it go?
We went out on a date in my daddy's car. We hadn't driven very far. Mm-hmm. You know that song?
Keep going.
No, I'm good. It's about a car wreck, and the guy driving the car comes to, and his girlfriend is in bad shape, and she dies in his arms, basically. It's like we had our last kiss, right? 8 weeks after that record was released by J. Frank Wilson and the Cavaliers, several members of the band were injured, and their manager was killed when their car collided head-on with a tractor-trailer near Kenton, Ohio. So it's kind of crazy that they write this song about this car crash, and their girlfriend dying in it, and then only 8 weeks later, their manager dies in a car crash.
It's funny how those things work.
Weird.
Spooky.
Some Vietnam news here. A American C-123 cargo plane was shot down in Cambodia. It was part of a convoy of 3 U.S. Air Force transports flying over the Cambodian border near the village of Dak Dam.
Jeez.
Yep. Crazy time to be living. 60s, man. Wild.
Yeah.
Far out.
Groovy.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Not in that moment.
Sometimes a real bummer, man. Okay, so I'm getting the treasure of the temple pulled up here. And hopefully you're watching along with us. I've got the indigenous people on pause. I'm hitting play in 3, 2, 1, go.
We say indigenous because we're not like that. We're not those type of people.
Let's see. Okay.
We will be politically correct here.
I will do my best.
Sometimes.
Right.
Can't hold us to that all the time.
No, I mean, I'm not going to try to intentionally offend someone.
Sometimes.
All right.
Not all the time.
But they deserved it. He knows what he did.
He knows what he did. Little douche. You know, I've always wanted a Komodo dragon, but ones that will walk on a leash. Like that.
Okay, just like that.
But
just walk your Komodo dragon down the street.
But I don't really see that
I'll be the guy
happening.
walking to the other side of the street.
It's like, oh, hey, Hubert.
Hey, man.
What's up, man? Come over and talk to me.
No, you don't have to come over here. We're good. We're good.
I got to talk to you about something, man. I'm coming over. I'm coming
Outside.
over. Why do you keep walking on the other side of the street, man?
They always make me think of the 90s Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick.
Oh, yeah.
Because they showed the Komodo dragon. That's what got hit with the radiation blast and led to Godzilla. Clearly.
This is a Komodo dragon.
Yep.
Gojira.
If I am remembering my
Yeah, they were like
1999 Matthew Broderick.
Oh, man.
Or 98 maybe.
I just remember the
treasure of the temple. So we got some Mayan stuff going on here, looks like.
Yeah, it does look like
Right.
some Mayan ruins. Aztec, Mayan.
Good. Kind of changing up the locale a little bit. I feel like we've been in the Middle East in several episodes.
Yeah. Give us some more tropical things, more.
Oh. That snake had its eye on a big prize there. I don't know if it could have taken that whole toucan.
Really I don't know the capabilities of a toucan, man. That beak is huge.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, so this is Mexico.
Okay.
This has to be. With that Mexican caricature.
Or at least South American or something here.
Yeah, I guess.
That looks more meant for y'all. Or to scare off any kind of trespassers.
He's probably their god of evil. Like, he just assumes.
Yeah. I mean, let's give Dr. Quest the benefit of the doubt that
He is a genius. He probably
Right.
researched these cultures before. This is a gang war. That's what this is.
A drive-by blow dart shooting.
Right.
Did you ever watch Weeds?
I watched a little bit of
Oh, I
Weeds.
love that show. The main girl, Nancy, when she was buying from U-Turn, you know what I'm talking about?
Which one is U-Turn?
He was the, like, hardcore gangster dude. It's early seasons.
Yeah, she dated. Did she date him?
Think so?
I feel like
I
she
don't think
dated a lot
so.
of people.
But there's a point where we have a high road that makes me think of this, because he decides to get all of his crew Priuses. He's like, yeah, man, so we're going to be hybrids, just silent, rolling up on bitches. He's got a point.
You don't hear that engine, man.
Nah.
It just creeps right up on you.
Because, I have that problem in, like, parking lots that, like, people next to the car won't realize our car is on, and I'm in the process of, like, reversing because it doesn't make a sound when the car turns on or anything.
You know, if, like, first glance is always awesome because, like, you don't hear it,
Mm-hmm.
But you're just sitting there and you're like, did I turn my car off? Did I even turn it on?
Man, there was one time,
You just wind up double.
and I'm only
cranking up
saying
the
this
car.
because I know my wife doesn't listen to the podcast. There was one time we went to visit my folks' house, and she was driving. And, we have 2 kids, so we're getting stuff out of the car and going to the
Right.
house, and it's a process, right?
Of course, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
And I guess she just forgot to turn the car off, and, like, we didn't realize the entire time we were there that our car was running in the driveway. I'm glad I wasn't the one driving there.
I'm just gonna put that out there, just throwing
Right,
that out
yeah.
there, letting it go.
She won't listen.
It's like, I had to let somebody hear this because it's still on my heart. It was resting on my spirit.
Yeah, the guy that's working for the bad guy. It's never good.
Mm-hmm. So Mayan would be Mexico.
Yes, or I believe they were through most of South America.
I thought the Aztecs were
I may be getting them crossed,
closer
Yeah.
down.
like further south.
Mm. I can't do it, man.
What with Bandit?
No, just being in that type of environment, so many bugs.
Oh yeah, no.
Couldn't-
I wonder if they actually took the time to, like, translate, some kind of, like, is that an actual language that guy just spoke, or is that gibberish that they just recorded for a cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay. Classic villain plot, right?
Mhm.
Use superstition to scare people away from a site that you want to profit from individually.
Which has basically been Hanna-Barbera's
Oh, yeah.
like thing
Yeah.
as far as like the
Scooby-Doo
villains.
and
Jabberjaw,
Jabberjaw.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Right, dude. There's so many Scooby Doo clones too that they try
Dune
to
Buggy.
do. Yeah. That toucan's been a saver.
You need my owner, dog. Like,
No, poor bandit.
how'd you use in Spanish? She said bandito.
Bandito.
Just so you guys know where we are.
Yeah. Yikes. That would be a
That's
bad
so
way
gruesome.
to die. Yeah.
Jeez. He's like, call him first.
Before we untie this dude up in the jungle that we don't know.
We have no idea why he's even down there.
Right.
He could have done something seriously
He's
bad.
a mass murderer.
Like,
He murdered his entire tribe.
he's killed
Thanks
women
for
and
freeing
children.
me, kids.
I just like, nah, bro, let's figure this out first.
See, that's the street smarts that I'm coming out. You know,
Yeah.
that's the kid who grew up on the streets in India. Be like, hold up.
Johnny's clearly the kid they
Right, the
grew up
sheltered.
in a private jet.
Privileged. Yeah.
I've seen enough adventures. I know how this goes. Saved a lot of people.
Oh, hey,
who-
mister. You said there's candy in your basement? Danger in the jungle.
Bets.
Vampire bats?
You know, like a vampire Jonny Quest type of crossover. I think that
Now
is
that
a little
could
bit.
work.
That is a little bit more ambitious.
Yeah. That could work. Nah.
Did they ever do like a James Bond Jonny Quest
Crossover?
crossover?
Not that I'm aware
I
of,
feel
but
like
that would be
That is
awesome.
actually amazing.
Yeah, that... I mean, just draw Sean Connery next to a, you know,
Like who would
picture
be
Jonny Quest, and yeah,
and
I'd read the
just,
hell out of that.
Like Race Bannon and
oh no,
and
a Race
Bond
Bannon
just-
and Bond team up would make a lot of sense.
that's what would happen.
right. That would make a lot of sense.
Because you think about it, I mean, Race and Dr. Quest are basically like a deconstructed Bond to a certain extent.
Yeah, Race is very similar to. Do you know Felix Leiter? Does that name ring a bell? Felix Leiter is Bond's contact in the CIA.
Okay.
Always. And it's like a good buddy of his. And he has like a thick Texas accent and stuff in the books and most of the movies.
Okay.
Okay, I googled it. I don't believe there has been a straight up crossover, but everything, of course, is acknowledging the
The
clear
possibility.
roots in the Jonny
Of
Quest
course.
has and Bond.
Hanna-Barbera has done so many crossovers with their own property.
Yes, like Future Quest, man. That comic is so good. If you're enjoying this series on Jonny Quest at all, you owe it to yourself to read Future Quest. It's a mashup of all the Hanna-Barbera action cartoons crossing over with each other.
Up to what era though? What year?
Oh, it's the 60s stuff.
60 stuff?
Mhm.
Because their later Hanna-Barbera stuff, if they did a crossover with all that.
That would be wild, and it couldn't exist. And
Yeah,
this
like
feels
Samurai
this is very
Jack and-
right. This is very grounded.
Yeah.
Very grounded.
We
the
say we-
animation looks more realistic than like Dexter's Lab or Cow and Chicken.
Yeah, that was Hanna-Barbera. Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So anything that was on Cartoon Network was Hanna-Barbera.
Practically. For, like, original... Cartoon Network's original content.
Or Boomerang.
In the early, well, that would have been the early 90s. Boomerang wasn't a thing yet. But Hanna-Barbera was, like, trying to make a comeback in the 90s, and they made those...
I mean, they did. They did it.
Yeah. Not enough to stay in as, in business as a studio, but they definitely had hits. I love Samurai Jack.
Did you hear about, do you know the theory that Samurai Jack's actually a future set, or is Powerpuff Girls set in the future?
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Just slanging people.
Race is a beast, man.
Whoa. Yep. They're not Indians.
Right.
You can't just call anybody that's like, brown, reddish tint.
Have you ever heard that
And
Louis C.K.
loincloths.
bit about like how Columbus comes to America looking for India, and it's like, hey, you guys are Indians, right? And they're like, oh no, actually we're like this whole other thing. You're not even on India. Like it's just a completely different place. And he's like, nah, you're Indians. Yeah, he cracks me up.
It's like
Love some Louis C.K.
Still have that stupid argument. They're Native Americans.
Yeah.
Indians. No, Native Americans.
Right.
Indians are from India.
Right.
You can't call indigenous people Indians.
Oh, okay. So he's working with the local government, not even the American government at this point.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That makes sense. He's an independent scientist.
Yeah. So everything kind of falls out of Race's jurisdiction as far as the CIA badge.
Right. He's just there to protect
Mhm.
Quest. And Johnny, because if anyone kidnapped Johnny, they could use that as leverage against
Exactly.
Dr. Quest. Here they are. All of them captured again.
All together.
I bet you it's time for that guy to, the villain to reveal his master plan, which just happened, right?
Or we
now we
find a
escape.
way out.
Right, and now we escape.
Before that even happened.
And then we stop him. Look at Dr. Quest
I felt like that's what happened.
being politically correct, right? Well, the
Said
villain,
native.
right? Yeah.
We know the difference.
Okay.
We know the difference on this side. We're on the right side of history.
As are you, Dr. Quest.
As are you.
You're an ally. Thank you for the boats.
I really appreciate just throwing up hand
Right.
gestures. Woo.
Oh man.
Fight. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, okay. Whoa.
I'm out. He's stuffed in the water. It's.
Don't blame him.
Cause I'll fix you, fix this.
Montoya, bye. Oh, nice. Crocodiles. Crocodiles.
You swimming
Oh,
hella
dude.
fast.
Tell me this guy's not about to get chased by the port. This guy has it rough this whole episode. The same dude that was tied down outside, almost had his eyes plucked out by
Throw Bandit at
buzzards.
him. Just throw Bandit.
No.
Oh. There we go. Racist.
Wrestling alligators.
He didn't go to save like
Johnny
Johnny.
at all.
He went straight for the crocodile.
Quick, now's my
Let me-
excuse.
I just want to kill something. That's it.
Oh.
Professor, we've been on this trip for 5 days, and you promised me that I would get to kill something. He's
Daddy wants some new alligator boots.
Authentic crocodile boots, Mayan crocodile boots.
Jeez.
You can't even get these unless you killed the Mayan crocodile, and I did. Oh. We'll see.
We're gonna dump their boat, right?
Can we please?
Dump it.
It's either that or we just like kick them all off. Give me that boat, bruh.
Dump day.
See.
This is not gonna be pretty for you, dude.
Yep.
Limey. Jeez.
How much you want to bet after that dude dies, Montoya's just gonna be like, fuck it. He's like,
Yeah.
he was just paying me, guys.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I have no actual issues with y'all. He's like,
We're-
oh, you hit me.
we're good, right?
We're good, right? He's like, you hit me with you whipped me.
Huh?
You staked me to the ground.
Huh?
It's on site, homie.
Yeah, I don't think there's any coming back from that. I can't believe he has all of his limbs.
Yeah, man. Oh, you gonna,
Clothesline.
don't tell me you about to hit him with the
Nice.
old school
Nice.
school okie doke.
That's a good little trick, though, to let it slack into the water.
Dang, hit you with the Tom and Jerry. Hit him with the woo woo. You know, I think that's the least of his troubles.
I don't know.
What kind of spider? Oh, no. He's having more trouble with that spider
Jeez.
web than he is the crocodile.
Those damn crocodiles. Oh, cool.
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
that might
Just so happened to be there, huh?
Now, that's a big spider. Do you think that web could hold race banded?
It looked like it was, man.
It looked like it was.
I mean, that thing like it was made of steel. He looked like he was
Yeah.
get me out of this. It's either that
Then
or
when
it's
he's
just
dead,
like, yeah.
he's able to pop out.
You
Whatever.
need a lot of firepower to kill that damn spider. What kind of spider was that?
I'll
was-
suspend my disbelief.
That was a magical spider.
So how about we not be so goddamn loud? And yeah. Oh, cool. Gunshots.
Yes.
That will only
In
help.
in this rainfall of death.
Right.
Does it stalagmite? Stalactites?
Stalactite.
Stalactites don't stay up there.
Right. You hope they stay tight. Right.
Yeah. See what you did there.
Yeah. That's how I always remembered as a kid.
I'm proud of you
Thanks,
for that
man.
one. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that one. Yep, see, now we're shooting them. So- He's making it rain right now. Oh, and you can see which ones are going to be
Oh, yeah.
dropping.
But is Race just kind of showing off here? Like, why not just shoot him?
He clearly can
Right.
shoot this.
There's nothing in his way.
He's like pinpointing rocks
Right.
that he wants to shoot out of the sky. And he's doing it right above them. He could have been killed them at this point.
Ugh.
Another
I mean, I
wonderful.
guess that's kind of the Batman thing, right? Of like, I don't have to, like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Yeah, I don't.
We're totally setting the villain up to be eaten by crocodiles. And just not doing anything to stop it. I mean, maybe.
No
I
idea
don't
what
know.
you're saying.
Right. Don't leave me.
Y'all full of shit for that. Y'all they be doing Bandit so dirty.
I mean, that native obviously had the, shit end of the stick on this episode, but
Yeah.
second would be Bandit. Followed by maybe this toucan.
This toucan is just living his life right now.
From the very beginning. First scene and last scene.
Him and Bandit are having like a serious conversation right now. He's like, hey, bro, I saw they tried to leave you, cuz. He's like, you saw that shit?
You leash lover. Have you seen Secret Life of Pets?
Love that movie.
Me too, dude.
I can't wait for the second one to come out.
Yeah,
It looks
I'm excited.
hilarious.
I'm excited. Kevin Hart as a bunny. Sign me up.
Have you ever watched Zootopia?
No, I haven't,
You
actually.
should watch Zootopia.
Yeah.
I remember.
Didn't it win Best, animated?
I think it
when it
did.
came out?
Well, it's a lot of good, content.
Mhm.
It really makes you think a little bit.
Okay.
A lot about discrimination and everything.
Oh, interesting.
I just remember watching it with the kids. Well, when Hayden was younger and Cam was going to be a baby, I put it on television, and I had to go drop keys back off with Dave because I left with his keys.
Mhm.
And I paused it, and the kids were asleep, and I finished the rest of the movie by myself.
Nice.
Well, this is a good movie, man.
Nice. Don't you love those moments as a parent when the kids have left the room and you find yourself and I guess I'm gonna find out what happens to Mickey.
Dude, we watched all of Ninjago,
Yeah.
all of Race.
That was pretty good though.
Yeah, and we watched what was it How to Train Your Dragon, Race to the Edge, one of their shows that they have.
I haven't seen
It's
any
on
of those.
Netflix. It's so good.
Okay. Okay.
But the one thing about these cartoons, I just love the fact that at this time, being overly protective of what your kids watch, because I guess it was all new,
Mhm.
and you didn't really have this idea of your kids watching this and having to, I could do this and get in trouble or anything like
Mhm.
that. So it was the content all the way up into a certain point as far as cartoons went. It was just not patronizing to your children.
Yeah.
The
Cartoons
could watch
don't
it.
talk down to them.
No,
Right.
and that's the thing that I feel about the cartoons we are raised on, and cartoons that modern parents want their kids to watch, and that goes as far as the animation too. I think after a while, that just becomes kind of just the Hanna-Barbera's animation style. I felt like it was just their thing.
Yeah.
When you see Scooby-Doo and his
It's a
crew
distinct style.
Yeah.
It still looks like Jonny Quest kind of.
Yeah,
right,
so
as far
when
as
you
the
would see
animation style.
Scooby-Doo and all them running, and you
Mhm.
just see their legs moving and
Right.
everything.
Flintstones.
You would see that with Flintstones.
Yeah.
You would see that with Josie and the Pussycats and everything.
Yeah, I mean Hanna-Barbera did it all over the place with limited animation.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what they're known for. Yeah, those are two, just kind of run of the mill Jonny Quest episodes. I feel like besides the first appearance of Doctor Z.
Yeah, it
that
sets
was
up
the
a really
main-
good, just a constant thing, a
a
constant
villain,
canon storyline.
right? With reappearances. Yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of breaks up the whole, just watching a new episode and a new
Villain of the week.
Yeah.
Right.
So you
How
have
do we stop this guy?
So we just need some canon things happening in the whole thing, rather than just Haji
Right.
and Johnny and just the characters that you see.
So let's see if from going here if we can. I think we've established the beats for a Jonny Quest episode is they're in some exotic locale,
Mm-hmm.
usually associated with a colleague of some sort of Dr. Quest.
Right? They need to be saved.
Something suspicious is going on. half of the group will get captured, and then the other half will come looking for the captured half.
Yeah. So
At which point, the villain will reveal his master plan to them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll escape, and then they'll stop it.
There's a cadence,
Right?
like a whole plot.
There's a rhythm to it.
And it's just kind of like, you know how you have the when you, was it like in elementary school all up until like high school, they had like the pyramid where you just start at the beginning, go all the way up to the climax, and then you build up to the climax and just go all the way down.
Oh, for story beats. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And it was the same thing with the Max Fleischer.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it was just
in
like
a more like compact.
More compact.
Sure.
You have,
introduction
with
struggle, conclusion.
You have them sitting in the was it the Daily Planet?
Mm-hmm.
And they get their assignment,
right?
And then they go on their assignment,
right?
And then you have Lois and Clark, and then you have Lois do something that will keep Clark from going into wherever restricted area they need.
Yeah.
She gets in trouble because you need just her storyline, and
right.
then Clark comes in and saves the day. And then
but doesn't get the credit.
Doesn't get the credit.
Wink at the camera.
Exactly.
Roll credits.
Boom.
Yep. Okay.
This is a little cadence that they always go through.
Which, I mean, with serialized entertainment like this, it's almost necessary that a writer knows, like, okay, in the first 10 pages, I need to have established my setting, villain, and plot, right? And then I can use the following. Well, maybe, like, let's say these are 24-minute episodes, so you maybe have, like, another, 14 pages to work with. Right. Usually a page of script dialogue is a minute of actual, film dialogue. Oh, yeah. Okay, just a little inside baseball there. We'll see if that formula sticks through the rest of the series now that we've identified it.
It took a long time for the formulaic idea of a cartoon episode kind of just went off to having more canon things happen, so it's not every episode is just different,
right? Gosh, what takes it to the extreme in my opinion is the X-Men and Spider-Man series from the 90s.
Yeah,
how it would be Hobgoblin Part 6,
exactly.
Or
we were rewatching that.
I actually rewatched one this past week as well.
Well, it was on Hulu. All of Marvel stuff, all that old school stuff.
The new, or it's not on it now.
Yeah,
I looked for it on Hulu.
Yeah, they took it down. So
right.
we watched the 90s Spider-Man and X-Men, which Hayden loved the Spider-Man. And that was before Unlimited Spider-Man, for when he went off into space and everything, which was super weird.
Yeah.
But, that was the thing. But it was just, every episode would be something different. But
Same with X-Men.
It all had
previously on X-Men.
Previously on. And that's what I loved about all that. But it took a long time for them to actually get to that point where not every episode was just the same. It was something completely different.
Right. It was its own self-contained story.
So something you think about. You'd be like, oh, I can't wait for the next episode because it's cliffhanger.
Exactly.
And this isn't the age of the cliffhanger yet.
Yeah, that keeps them coming back. It's a tried and true format that's still being used today. You could argue that the MCU is the closest thing to modern serials that we have.
Think so?
Yes. In the fact that each Marvel movie is basically an advertisement for the next Marvel movie.
That's true, yeah. Big previously.
Right. You need to know what happened in the last ones, and then when you're done with the movie, there's some kind of clip or preview or something that leads to stuff to come.
It's like we said earlier, where you can't watch one movie without watching the other.
Right.
You have to watch Ragnarok before you watch.
You probably could, but you may not understand things and you'll be lost. And
you have to watch Guardians of the Galaxy before you watch any of these movies.
Yeah.
It's just, they did such a good job.
Right. You had to see Thor before you saw Avengers. So on and so forth. Yeah.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from.
Right. Yeah.
I totally understand that now.
Okay. There we go. All right. Well, that's all for this week on Classic Cartoon Rewind. Be sure to join us next week where we cover the Calcutta Adventure and the Robot Spy. That's one of my favorite Jonny Quest episodes in general. That's a Dr. Zen themed episode, and the big giant eye robot thing that you see in the opening. Yeah, that's what that's from, is that episode. It's good stuff. Be sure to like our Facebook page, subscribe, Also, if you can find the time to rate us on either, or really wherever you're listening to this podcast, give us some kind of rating. That just helps other people find us and the algorithms and whatnot that they use. So that's all from Classic Cartoon Rewind. I've been your host, Carter Hutchison.
And I've been your co-host, Huey V.
And we'll see you next week, kiddos.
Bye.
This has been a Grassroots Comics production. Da da da! So what's your story?
Well, some kind of silly cartoon.
You got a problem with cartoons?